So we move on to public forum, water cremation Aotearoa New Zealand. I'd like to welcome Deborah and Andrew, who will speak regarding this. Welcome. Thank you very much.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Tēnā koutou katoa, ko Debbie Richards toka wingwa. This is Andrew Bell. I've lived in Christchurch since I was 11, and my background is in nursing and midwifery. Worked in the health system until 2018, when I started the quest to bring water cremation to Christchurch. My dad died at the end of 2019. Bell Lamb and Trotter looked after him, and that's how I met Andrew, and he'll tell you more about him.
I'm Andrew Bell, born in Christchurch, lived here most of my life. I've worked in funeral homes for about 20 years and run Bell Lamb and Trotter for the last 10. And yeah, when Debbie came to me with the idea of water cremation, I thought, what is that? But then looked into it, looked at a couple of these facilities, and yeah, this is something that we should have been doing a long time ago. So we've started we're starting the Christchurch Water Crematorium.
The slides up here are a picture of a resumator. The one on the left is in a facility in Minnesota. I'm pictured there with Sandy Sullivan, who's the founder of resumation, invented the process with an American man. And we're standing there in Durham at a facility called Kindly Earth. So that's taken last year. So that's a picture of the technology that we plan to use.
And that one on the left is just outside of is just in St. Paul, Minnesota. 70% of people choose water over fire at that crematorium.
Why do we want to do it? It's all about reducing our carbon emission. It has a lower environmental impact than flame cremation or burial. If a flame cremated body emits around 240 kg of carbon, there's none emitted in the water cremation process. There's none emitted in the water cremation process, and the actual, with embedded carbon, it's about 28 kg.
And we're looking at giving people options. People have wanted more environmentally friendly options in funerals for quite a considerable amount of time, but there just hasn't been, there hasn't been a considerable change since 1909 when flame cremation was introduced. So it's over 100 years since technology has been introduced into this, into funeral homes. And yeah, people want change.
So the water cremation process, we place a body inside the unit. It uses 95% water, 5% alkaline solution, potassium hydroxide or lye. And it basically speeds up what happens under the ground in burial with soil hydrolysis. This is alkaline hydrolysis, is the other name for water cremation, and it's speeding up what happens as with burial. So at the end of the process, we pull the tray out from inside the unit and a person's bones are left behind. And it also generates a DNA-free sterile liquid, which is going to be released to the water treatment facility back into the water cycle. And the family receives pure white ash at the end of the process.
So similar to what happens with flame cremation, but with flame cremation ashes, they're grey because of the carbon that's in them. But with this process, they're white.
So Andrew and I are pictured here outside Christchurch Water Crematorium. The site is in St Asaph Street, 418. We are aiming to bring this high quality service with lower carbon emission at the beginning of 2025. We're hoping to have the technology here by the end of this year. And also what's left behind at the end of the process is anything that's not of the body, hip implants, dental implants, things like that, and they can be recycled. So our plan is to assimilate water cremation into the death care world in Christchurch and in Aotearoa.
With flame cremation, you actually have to remove pacemakers because they pose an explosion risk. But with this, you don't have to, and they just can be sent away sparkling, brand new almost.
Yes.
Yeah. But that's it. Questions?
Yeah.
Certainly. Councillor Goff, then Councillor Henstock.
Yeah, congratulations, guys. It's really encouraging, but innovative and environmentally beneficial alternative. I guess it just begs the question, is there anything that local authority or council could be doing to assist you with this? Because, it's impressive.
Thank you for asking, James. We have applied for a sustainability grant, which is coming up for a decision next month, I think. So that would be nice.
Your support and getting the word out there to people would be greatly appreciated. Just spreading the word as much as we can that this is becoming an option, and to have council's support would be fantastic. Just in getting that word out there.
Excellent. Well, thanks.
Thank you. Councillor Henstock, please.
Actually, that was my question, sir.
You're all good?
Question.
Okie doke. Anyone else? No, that is excellent. Thank you so much for coming in and giving the presentation. Very much appreciated.
Great.
Kia ora. Thank
Thanks.
you.
Okie doke. So now we have Eco Action Nursery Trust, students from a range of schools who will speak on behalf of Eco Action to provide us on their update. And I love what Dave and these guys do. If anyone wants to go out to mainly the east and see what they've achieved, it's certainly well worth the trip. Thank you.
Thank you, Christchurch City Council, for helping us so we can help support our community.
Kia ora, ko Tenera Aho. Eco Action gets students from 26 schools, 2 community groups and 3 retirement villages to pot on and then plant out eco-sourced native trees into the red zone. In 2024, the Trust organised 24,000 natives to be planted by students and their families, and donated 40,000 more to other planters.
Kia ora, ko Zara Tokuingoa, St Margaret's College. Eco Action arranges land to plant on from Christchurch City Council parks at QE2 and Atlantis Street. Students and the community collaborate to plant and maintain the site.
Kia ora, ko Matt Whanaho. Eco Action Nursery Trust has a very successful history so far, planting in the QE2 Adventure Native Trail. And as you can see by these photos, it's already spurred some incredible growth. Some of our most successful things have been the ribbonwood, which is already 3.5 metres tall, Prosma, which is fruiting, flax, which we have flowering, and bird habitats that are returning.
Kia ora, ko Lopani Tokuingoa, Rangidu. As you can see,
There you go.
as you can see, this is the amount of school-grown natives that we've planted out. In 2024, we've planted out an amazing 60,000 plants, and 2025 is projected to do the same.
Kia ora, ko Willowbit Inwa from Shelley Boys High School. We currently have 26 schools supporting Eco Action, and many sponsors, including Fulton Hogan, New Brighton Fire Volunteer Brigade, and EnviroWaste.
Kia ora, ko Jima Tokuingoa, St Margaret's College. What is our social value? What does the Eco Action program provide for our youth community? Well, we are gaining practical horticultural skills, building community involvement and participation, and building a sense of place by improving amenity and wildlife habitat.
Kia ora, Oliver Young, Tupu Ingoa, Shirley Boys. We also improve our quality of life in Christchurch or Tutahi, tackling the climate change emergencies throughout plant sequestering greenhouse gases, and improving personal mental health by improving wellbeing.
Kia ora, my name's David Newton, and thank you very much to the City Council for supporting Eco Action over the years, in particular this year for our 25 grand, thank you. It's this money that helps us along with other people's donations in doing what we do. And I'd like you to, as a council, to feel free to ask these guys questions, particularly about how they feel what they get out of Eco Action as a representation of what other students around Christchurch, about 25,000, have access to the Eco Action system. So if you feel free to ask questions, please.
Councillor Barber, please.
Thank you very much. Good to see you again. I feel like we just saw you last week at Community Board. My question obviously is how it makes you feel to actually be involved in action and not just talk. But I'm also interested in the responses of your colleagues at school to what you're doing. Do you get positive feedback from them? So go for life.
That's a really good question, thank you. I feel like Eco Action really helps care for our Papa Tanuku and increase the native birds to Aotearoa. And the positive impact, a lot of people say it's a really cool thing that you're part of, and I try and get as many people as possible to come and join us, so it's really fun.
For me, it's more about that personal fulfillment. Like, I know I'm doing something instead of just, seeing things happen. In terms of, like, what my peers and what the other people in school talk about, we have a lot of programs like Duke of Edinburgh and Student Volunteer Army, which kind of promote doing this kind of service. So mostly people are on board as well.
I think for me, the Eco Action Nursery Trust is just a great place to meet different people from your community and make new connections with people from other schools that you wouldn't usually meet. And it's just a great chance to learn more about different plants and garden skills.
I feel like for me, the Eco Action Nursery Trust really helps us with our sense of karakia and guardianship of the land. I feel like I've seen quite a few boys in my school getting instilled with that same sense, and it really promotes environmentalism.
For me, and I think for a lot of the students at uni, it gives them an opportunity to ease their current anxiety. And the general feedback is that when they come on to listen, they really enjoy something and making changes.
I feel it's great being part of something great for myself. To know that future generations will look back at it, and it's a good thing. I feel there's lots of support from my school, and no one thinks it's a bad thing.
I feel like for myself and for my peers, we like feeling like we have an impact on our own communities, and when we go out into those communities, we're able to see the impact that we've had through the plant growth and the increase in the natural life, and I feel like that's a really great thing to have here.
When I'm part of the Eco Action, it makes me feel a bit more connected to everything else that's around me. When I leave a meeting at school, I feel just a bit better than I was before, and I feel just overall good about myself and raises my own self-worth.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, thank you. You don't all have to answer the same question. Councillor Kewen, this is important. So
Yeah, I'll make mine simple. So whoever's best at math out of all you lot, I'll throw who's best. Okay, mine's a simple one because we gave you 25 grand, we got 60,000 trees. If we give you another 25, can we get an extra 60,000 trees?
You are definitely asking the right person. My shoulders are stuffed and my back isn't the best. I'm working full time as the other trustees.
You look good for 108.
Yes, I'm told that often. At the moment, we are confident and comfortable doing 60,000. I would not be comfortable or confident of doing any more.
Cool.
We have full-time jobs as well as this.
That's brilliant.
Okay,
It's good to
sorry,
know.
Sorry, I'd love to, but
Don't be sorry, 60,000 is impressive.
okay, now we are really over time. Councillor, no, you're all right. Short one, Yanni, please.
Yeah, I mean, it's very short, but it's kind of a little bit different than the one that Councillor Kewen asked. But it's amazing and wonderful the work that you're doing. And I just wondered, is there anything else that you think council could be doing to support the activities that you choose to do? Is there a way we could support you more? Not just more trees, but just making it easier for you to do what you're doing so well.
just a short one. I feel that this is more me than the students. The long-term nature, I'm already 64. 70, I'll give up. My body will just be stuffed. There's only one person like me who's stupid enough to do this. So in order for the program to continue, the little seedlings of plants need to be provided to the school. And so if there was just the seedlings being provided to the schools, then this program could continue without me and my team being involved. seedlings.
Thank you.
Supplier seedlings.
And one little thing I'd like to add, I've been to 2 of the planting days. I wish I'd gone to more, but Dave runs it like a military operation. The buses arrive, everything's there. It's bloody great. But the thing I like the most, you recycle those plastic bags and those other round things. Yeah, and I dare say that some of them have been used numerous times. Yeah, so well done, everyone, and thank you very much for what you're doing. Good on you.
Good on you.
We'll just take our leave. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, man.
See ya.
Okay,
Sorry,
finally I welcome Kate, who will speak on behalf of Gapfiller to provide an update on where they're at.
So just before you move on, can we just get a note to get some advice around what we could do in terms of the seedlings? Is that possible? Yeah, okay, thanks.
It's all yours, mate.
All right. Oh, kia ora. Ko Kate Finity, tōku ingoa. I am the Urban Play Coordinator with Gapfiller. I just want to take this time to say thank you for the support we've received from you over the years, what we've been doing and what's coming up. I don't know if you're familiar with Gapfiller, but they were responsible for a lot of activations in the city after the earthquakes, Super Street Arcade, the Dancer Mat, a lot of activations in the East Frame, like the giant swings, the detour pump track. Big restructure in August last year. I'm now the sole employee, just to give you a sense of what it's all about. I'm working 20 hours, but super dedicated to this mahi, people, play and place. So I say 2021 to 2025 because we had 3-year, multi-year funding, which was awesome, which set us up, and we've still got a little bit more to keep going into 2025. This is our latest project, 64 Ways of Being. Last time I spoke to you was in February 23, and we'd just received funding from the Australia Research Council. It's a long-term collaboration with RMIT in Melbourne. This is the first city outside of Melbourne that it's been developed in. We just launched at the end of June this year, so it's an urban art experience. You explore it through your app. It's audio, it's visual arts, so you're interacting with the world around you, it's augmented reality, and it's an amazing soundtrack. So this project actually financially supported 2 local creative producers, 14 local artists and musicians, and 1 poet. I'm actually doing some tours as part of the Heritage Festival, so you're welcome to come along. You can also download the app and experience at any time. So we're doing some promotions for this in October. I also coordinate Yarniki. I don't know if you've seen this in the city over the last couple of weeks. It's so fun. Makes me giggle. So we've had a great reaction to the artworks. A lot of people kind of wondering what the purpose is and what it's all for, and they can't believe we're just doing it for the love of it. There is no financial reward for a lot of these artists. They're just passionate about it. And the most response we've got is just thank you. People just seem to have a lot of gratitude for this project. And no matter how you feel about yarn bombs, this is what it's all about. It's about the people. It's about bringing people together and giving them the permission to actually play with the infrastructure of the city, these hard things that, you know, you're normally not allowed to touch. I just think that's a great way to welcome people into this relatively new city and make them feel like they're welcome and they belong. I'd even go so far as to say Yarniki cleans up the city. This is we've just installed one, and then 2 days later you can see the sign is very nice and clean. I think you can probably thank City Care for that, but I'd like to take a little bit of credit. This is our latest project to Kororo Takaro. So as a lane ranger, I'm just finding it's good to have collaboration with other organisations. This is a collaboration with In Common, which was set up after the mosque attacks, and Our Stories, which are responsible for a lot of the audio tours in the city. So it's audio history, it's community events, and it's hopefully a play trail in the central city. So Te Kororo Takaro is stories of play. We're teaching rangatahi in multicultural communities how to interview their elders about traditional games and play. Then we're having community events where these games are showcased, and then I'm going to come in and hopefully present like a cultural play trail in the city. But we're going to kind of play with these traditional games as well, so it could be projections, could be like audio that's triggered by motion sensor, or like large scale play equipment. And I just think projects like this have so many different like layers to them, like youth are connecting to culture. We're also inviting and welcoming multicultural groups into the city. We did get funding from the Rata Foundation in the Ministry of Ethnic Communities, but only half of what we asked for. So we do have a boosted campaign on at the minute. It's been updated, we're now at 41% with like 11 days to go. But whatever we raise, up to $5,000, is match funded by Creative New Zealand and the Rata Foundation. So it's an awesome kind of crowdfunding campaign. So if you want to donate a couple of coffees, would be most welcome, or even if you just want to share that's what we've got going on. So basically, thank you. These are some activations I've done over the last couple of years. I think we've run out of question time, but yeah, if you've got any questions, or just feel free to get in touch with me.
Okay, thank you very much, Kate, for bringing us up to date with all the great things you're doing. Thank
Cool.
you.
Thank
you very much.
Oh, don't shut that door. Leave that.
Okie doke. We have received no petitions or deputations for today, so we'll move on to staff reports. Item 15, which I am happy to move, and Councillor McDonald is happy to second. We've got Ike and Brent, please.